Hello, today we're going to be having a lesson on factoring, and we're going to be factoring expressions, because these are expressions, and an expression is something that doesn't have an equal sign. So when I factor, I ask myself, what number goes into 2 and 6? And the answer would be 2. So if you want, you can write the number 2 underneath here to help you divide. So then you will be doing 2x divided by 2 is x. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And that's your factored expression. Let's do letter B. What number goes to 27 and 3? The answer would be 3. And also you ask yourself, can I factor a letter? If you notice, the first term has 1x. Second term has 2x. Now to be able to factor, I have to factor the same amount from both terms. So I'm going to factor just 1x because I can factor 1x from here and 2x from there. If I try to factor 2x's, there's not enough x's here to factor. So that's what I'm going to factor, 3x. So I'm going to go ahead and write 3x over here and 3x over here. So 27x divided by 3x is 9. 3 divided by 3 is a 1, and x squared divided by x is x. So that's your factor form. Now, if at any time you are in doubt that you got the right answer, let me do this in blue here, or black, you can always multiply it back in. You're going to multiply 3x times 9 would be 27x, and 3x times negative x is negative 3x squared. So if you notice, you got back the original problem, so that tells you that this answer is correct. Alright, let's proceed to the next problems. Here I have 4x to the 5th, y minus 2x to the 4th. What number goes into 4 and 2? The answer is 2. Can I factor out an x? You bet. I can factor out 4 x's. Right? So you always look for the smallest exponent. In this case it's 4. So that tells you that you can factor out 4 x's. And can I factor out a y? No, because y does not happen to both of them. So then we're going to write 2x to the 4th here, 2x to the 4th there, and 4 divided by 2 is 2, x to the 5th divided by x to the 4th is x to the 1st, and the y. And the 2 cancels, the x to the 4th cancels, so guess what you're left with? You're left with a 1. Now, you don't have to write this 1 right here. You can leave it invisible. But since I already wrote in pen, I'm just going to leave it there. But you definitely can write like this. Okay? So that will be the correct answer there. Alright, next problem. What number goes into 3 and 6? The answer would be 3. And can I factor out a c? Yes. What's my smallest exponent? Both are 2, so I'm going to have factor out by c to the 2nd power. And let's go ahead and factor out a d. The smallest exponent is 1, so it'll be just 1d. So we write these numbers over here, and now we're ready to proceed. The 3 cancels, the c squared cancels, the d cancels. When everybody cancels, that means you write a 1, and 6 divided by 3 is a 2. The c squared cancels, d squared divided by d is d. And that's your answer. Letter E. What number goes into 25, 15, and 10? The answer would be 5. Can I factor out a letter? You bet. I can factor out an 8. So that's what I'm going to write underneath each one of these terms. Again, you don't have to write it, but I find that it helps students to do the division correctly. Alright, so this would be 25 divided by 5 is 5. 8 to the 4th divided by 8 to the 1st is 8 to the 3rd. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 8 to the 3rd divided by 8 is 8 to the 2nd. The 8 cancels here. 10 divided by 5 is 2. And voila, here's my answer. Okay. Alright, let's move on to the next problem. Suppose I have this one here, and I factor out a desired number that goes into 7 and 5. The answer is no. Can I factor out an x? You bet. How many? Smallest exponent is 2, so I factor out a 2. Can I factor out a y? Yes, they both happen on both of them. So I'm dividing each term by x squared y. X squared y. So that means this will be 7x, because the y cancels. X to the 3rd divided by x to the squared is x, and then 5 divided by the invisible 1 is 5. X squared cancels, y cancels. That's my answer. Okay, next problem. What number goes into 9 and 5? The only number that goes to 9 and 5 is 1, so but we usually don't factor 1, or we don't care about the 1. Now, can we factor out a letter? The answer is no. So in other words, there's nothing we can factor, so then the answer would be prime. Okay. And the last problem is, what is the biggest number that goes into 28 and 56? Well, some people might say, oh, 4 goes into them, 7 goes into them, 14, but we're looking for the biggest number. And if you think about it, the biggest number that goes into them will be 28. And how many a's can I factor? Well, it'll be a to the 2nd. How about b's? B to the 1st. And I cannot factor out a c because c happens here, but not on the first term. So we're going to divide each term by a squared, 28 a squared b, 28 a squared b. Alright, 28 cancels, so this would be a to the 1st, and the b cancels, so it would be just a, plus 56 divided by 28 is a 2, the a cancels, b to the 3rd divided by b is b, and c divided by nothing is c. So that's my answer. Alright, now what you're going to do, you're going to stop the video, and you're going to try to practice problems following these examples that we just did. I'm going to use these examples as a model to do the practice problems. Once you've done it, proceed the video to check your answers. Hello, welcome back. Here are the answers for the practice problems. Please check them. Now I'm going to scroll up slowly. You can always stop the video to check, or returning to check your answers. Alright, that concludes the part A of our example on factoring. We'll be doing problem letter B on another video. Okay, the example B and practice problem B on another video. Thank you very much for your time, and see you next time.